Hello folks, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Sonic Generations 3DS. And in this 5th episode we are going for the Emerald Coast, which is the first episode after the first boss gate in the game, if that makes sense. I hope I haven't confused you. And we are going to start with Act 1, of course, which is Classic Sonic. Emerald Coast was originally available in Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, and so this is the first time I've actually got to see it from a classic perspective, since the Dreamcast was of course a 3D engine for the game. And this is actually where the game starts to get a little bit challenging in my opinion. There's a few difficult portions to this level, not heavingly difficult. It only takes a couple of attempts for me, and that's when I'm playing with the DS at an awkward angle on the desk, but yeah, it's definitely harder than the previous levels. At least on Classic, which is weird because you'll notice when it comes to playing the modern version of this level, I actually breeze through it quite quickly, which is strange because in the console version of this game the modern levels are more difficult than the classic level. Now, when I was younger I actually pretty much gave up on Sonic after the Mega Drive / Genesis days. In fact, Sonic CD on the Mega CD was pretty much, I think, the last Sonic game I played really, possibly all the way up to console wise up to probably Sonic Colors, although I did have a go at Sonic Heroes and Sonic Rush on the DS, and Sonic Advance in fact I remember, but I definitely never played Sonic Adventure, which means this is really the first time I've had experiencing this level. Although I do know about it, and I have looked at the original Dreamcast level on YouTube and that, and yes, that's my first death. I do die a few times here, it's a little bit awkward. And I'd say this is a pretty good tribute. The music in this classic version is practically identical to the Dreamcast music, and all these mechanics are present as well. So yeah, Sega have done a good job with this, I think. Except this is a little bit, I won't say difficult, but annoying. See, I jumped over that because I didn't really get much time to think after seeing the springboard. I thought it was another bloody cardboard box thing, block. But yeah, this is what I mean about the slight increase in difficulty from this level. There's a few more areas where if you fall you die, rather than if you fall you land on a safe platform underneath. Now I would like to try and avoid these spikes if at all possible, and I think we did that just about. One thing I do like, you can't actually see on the video, is this little map. It's not really a map, it's more of a progress thing on the bottom screen of the 3DS, which tells you how far through the level you are and how much further you have to go. And that's not good. Spikes are something that always get you in Sonic, aren't they, at one point or another? It's tradition. It says B, but you can in fact press A on those as well. See if we can avoid all these spikes. Little jump, and no, we can't, of course not. I don't know why I bother trying. I knew I was going to get hit by them eventually. That's it anyway for the first act. And we died a couple of times, so I don't expect a fantastic rating. It isn't easy to get the top ratings in this game, I'll tell you that. We got a D. Although we could have done a whole lot worse. But next up now we have Act 2, which is the modern version of Emerald Coast. Well, I say modern, it's modern for the 3DS anyway. It's not actually the 3D version which we saw on the Dreamcast, because we don't get that in this version of Sonic Generations. It's still 2D with the hint of 3D. Although it still looks nice. I don't think you can complain about how this game looks. Now, the modern version is a lot faster than the classic version, but it's got to be, hasn't it? I mean, that's just tradition for... Even if you just go by the normal DS like Sonic Rush and Sonic, or the Nintendo Advance, the Game Boy Advance with Sonic Advance and whatnot. It's how Sonic has played in this sort of style. And Sonic's obviously fast anyway, or at least it's supposed to be, although in most of the classic games he's not as fast as people seem to remember. But there's definitely an increase in speed here from the classic and modern levels. And the boost gauge is fairly easy to fill up. You don't often run out anyway, I've noticed, at least in my experience. I mean, I've ran out now, but we've already started filling it up again. And you do have to be careful because, as I mentioned, there are quite a few full trap areas here where you can fall to your death. Shall we see if we can kill this annoying butt monkey? Yes, we can. And what do we have up here? Just another area to go boosting off in. I'm not sure if these levels are smaller than the classic levels. Yep, I died. There is still those areas where you have to be careful. That water does kill you instantly. I'm not sure if these levels are shorter than the classic levels or if they're just quicker, or a bit of both. But I do seem to be able to complete them in a slightly less time. And we've got a kind of quick trigger cinematic action here. And you die if you fail on that, so you definitely don't want to do that. And that's the end. 2 minutes 21 seconds. Do we get better than a D? Yes, we do. We get a B. So that was definitely easier than the classic level. And now we have the special stage, of course, the 5th special stage. And the special stage in this game, by the way, is based on the special stage in Sonic Heroes. I wasn't actually sure originally, but I did research that and double check it. So it's not something that's just been made up for this game. And out of all the levels, the special stages are the hardest to do when you're trying to play from behind a camcorder. Because you do need to keep an eye out for those bombs, and they can be hard to spot. So I only just missed that one. It doesn't matter too much anyway, you can hit a couple and still get the emerald. I think I even do in this special stage, but of course you'd rather not hit them if you can avoid them. Yeah, that was always going to happen. It was only a matter of luck I hadn't hit a bomb before, to be honest. And again. And again. Okay, no more bombs now. And there's the emerald. You can tell by all the flashy things around it. Just try and keep your boost up as well, since it does get away from you if you lose that. We got it. Nice and easy. So far these special stages haven't been too tricky at all. And the C rank. We probably could have done better, but we did get hit by 3 bombs, so I'm not surprised. But anyway, that's it for the Emerald Coast and the 5th special stage. Thank you for joining me. In the next episode we'll continue with this era of Sonic. But until then, I've been Fuzzfinger, and I'll see you next time.